I literally use this app every single time that I'm gonna plan a trip, a camping trip, off-road trip. I go straight to OnXOffroad. Today we're going to be going over OnXOffroad, but from an everyday camper's perspective, not necessarily from the off-road expert, everyday off-road, that is life. Let's go. More just from the everyday camp enthusiast, like you. So the first thing that I want to talk about is finding a trail. Now, if you have an area that you really want to go to, you just go ahead and search that area. If you go to the bottom of your screen, it'll say Discover. Go ahead and click on that and you can actually see the trails that are in your area. Now, if you want to see a different area, then you're going to have to search for that area, and then you're going to have to find the trails that are in that area. I took a trip about 6 months ago, and I really wanted to go to Menachie Meadows. I wanted to take the van on an off-road adventure. I wanted to get stuck somewhere, have someone pull me out. And so what I did is I researched it on OnXOffroad. I researched the trail in the High Sierras. That's where I wanted to go. And I wanted to go ahead and follow this trail all the way to this meadow. And I wanted to camp out there for 2 nights. Well, it just so happened that I did this in January and that the snow gates were closed. I easily was able to divert my mission down the road with something called Kennedy Meadows. And Kennedy Meadows had a campground. So I found my trail of where I wanted to go, and then I found Kennedy Meadows campground. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to go off-roading, but I did find a campsite that I'd never found before, all because I wanted to go on an off-road mission and found a really cool campsite where my buddy and I were the only campers for miles around. There was an entire loop of campsites and we were the only ones there. But that being said, I used OnXOffroad so I could find that trail. Then, once I found the trail, I was able to find the campsite that I wanted to be at. So the next thing that we're gonna do is find a campsite. Now, finding a campsite is probably my favorite part of this entire journey. It's like finding the trail is cool, but if I can find a good campsite with great views, even better. But I think that camping is a huge part of this off-road experience, even if you're only going on fire roads with a 2-wheel van. Just like me, you guys are gonna have cars that you're camping in, or vans that you're camping in, or you're gonna have maybe not so built out, super decked out vehicles that you just wanna get on a fire road, get away from people, and find a campsite to camp for the night. That can totally happen, and utilizing OnX is totally gonna get you there. The cool thing about like the advanced feature, like the elite feature, is you can see who owns the land. So you can see whether you're on BLM, you can see whether you're on Forest Service land, you can see if you're on private land, which is something you don't really wanna mess around with. A lot of private landowners own their land out in the middle of nowhere for a reason. So tread lightly. Now that you've found your trail, you found your campsite, now I wanna go over like the really special things about OnXOffroad. So the special features of OnX are really too many to tell because it's such a diverse platform and you can really get so much information. I mean, everywhere from the landowner to the weather. If you click on Yosemite on your Google weather, it will be in the valley. In the valley, it'll be 75 degrees, but if you hike all the way up to Half Dome is going to be like 30 degrees. There's a giant difference, especially in the beginning of June when I went backpacking and I thought that 75 degrees was going to be the norm at the top of a mountain. Little bit of, what do they call it? Naivety? What do you call it when you can't, I can't think of the word. Ignorance. Yeah, so maybe just a little ignorance on my part where I'm like, oh, it's gonna be 75 in the valley. And then I go up to the top of a mountain and I'm like, oh, why is it 20 degrees tonight? So OnX has you covered there. It's going to give you your exact spot's location, which is incredible. Dude, it seriously just blows my mind when I look at that. So the next one is going to be that OnX has offline maps. As you have that offline map, you're going to basically be able to download the maps that are around that area. So not just where you're camping or just where you're going off-road, but you're gonna wanna download the areas around that map as well, just in case you need to boogie and get out of there and you're in a certain area that maybe you didn't really expect you were gonna be in, like you made a left turn instead of a right turn. Having an option to have offline maps downloaded onto your phone, seriously, so nice, because when you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're not gonna be able to just flip your phone on and have yourself tracked. Did I mention that there's a snow layer? Yeah, you turn on the snow layer and all of a sudden you can see how far down that snow has gotten. So if that trail takes you into the snow, no problem. So you can get that snow report right away and it's up to date. Amazing, seriously. Just like, I can't even explain how amazing this app is until you actually get it. So track recording is really cool. It will track your progress through the trail regardless of where you are. So if you know you're on this trail and it tracks you going the other way, you'll know right away. It will show that you are no longer on that course, that you're going somewhere else. That is just so cool to have that responsiveness and the ability to be like, oh, I'm not here. Do I want to explore? Or do I want to just keep going on the actual track? So maybe I have to backtrack a little bit. So it's up to you whether you want to go exploring more, but your track recording feature is awesome. If you think OnXOffroad might work for you, finding a trail, finding a campsite, and getting to it and tracking yourself through it, then OnX might be for you. If it is for you, I can save you 20% off ETW 20. Lowercase ETW and then 20 afterwards. That'll save you 20% off of OnXOffroad. I just love giving you guys that next best thing that's gonna help you get outside faster, easier, and without any problems. OnXOffroad will help you there. I promise you. I really appreciate OnXOffroad and really hope someday to bring them on as a channel sponsor, because honestly, we're gonna be doing a lot of trips and I know that we can make great videos and help you guys out, get outside and get into some really cool places that maybe not a lot of people have seen before. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. And we'll see you guys on the next one.